Hello there, speed duelists. Welcome to take 2 of recording this tournament match review. Today we're doing Speed Duel Showdown 168 again. This tournament had 10 players, but there's a few matches missing. Anyway, these tournaments are held every Sunday evening for free on DuelingBook, so maybe next week you could be one of these players. First match, we have Ketrock versus Mauricio Bass Guitar. And as you can see, Ketrock is on the Under Pressure skill of Bastion. He's playing against an unknown Zane Truesdale skill. Looks like some Cyber Dragon shenanigans. Ketrock running out a Hydrogeddon and is going to attack and disconnects. Mauricio now special summons Cyber Dragon, but rather than to fusion summon, he goes for an attack. And that gets hit with Wall of Disruption. Still such a good card. This is going to trigger the Hydrogeddon, summoning another copy from the deck. And yeah, from here Ketrock can just go battle phase. This should do it. There is a Windstorm, but Ketrock played around that by switching one Hydrogeddon to defense mode. So game 1 goes to Ketrock. Next game, Mauricio Bass Guitar opening a very similar hand. And Ketrock just having a lot of back row. Mauricio playing it slow, not committing one of his Cyber Dragons. And that is going to bite him in the ass, because here is Book of Moon on the Cyber Valley. So it's not able to trigger its effect. And Oxygon gets in directly. Here we see Mauricio going for the big fusion summon. However, this just runs into widespread ruin. Sad times for Mauricio. Ketrock has enough damage on board, is going to Foolish Burial the Carbonedon. Special summon Hyozan Ryu, but here is Sakuretsu Armor keeping Ketrock from attacking for game. And here is Cyber Dragon, but Wall of Disruption is gonna cut down the attack points. And yeah, here we are going to see the skill. So this is kinda like the Serpent Night Dragon skill, but for Hyozan Ryu. And you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and based on what you reveal in terms of the add-on dinosaurs, you get effects. So for Carbonedon, you gain 1000 attack on your Hyozan Ryu. For Hydrogeddon, it becomes unaffected by opponent's monster effects for playing around the Sphere Kuribo, for example. And Oxygeddon lets you destroy a monster the opponent controls and do 800 points of damage. And Ketrock is the best player and just reveals the 3 different names of the skill. So it's gonna pop Cyber Dragon, gain 1000 attack points for Hyozan Ryu, and that is more than enough to finish the game. Next game, we are seeing Twilight Angel versus Soul Striker. And as you can see, Twilight Angel on Dark Magician, Soul Striker on Crystal Beast Armed Dragon. Soul Striker going for a slow start. Breaker picks apart, doesn't pick apart the back row. Twilight Angel is just gonna pass. I don't really agree with this, because when you see the Johan skill, the Jesse skill, you know it's the Crystal Beast deck, so you just have to rush them. Now Soul Striker is gonna use Melody of Awakening Dragon, the best speed duel card. Is gonna search 2 whites. But here Twilight Angel with the main deck DD Crow is gonna banish the white. This is where the skill is excellent. You get to discard a card to place a Crystal Beast, so that's a way to get the armed dragons from your hand into the graveyard. Dark Renewal will be activated on the summon, but Soul Striker has the Offerings to the Doomed. So Dark Renewal apparently sends Breaker, is that how it works? Target one of those, send both monsters to the graveyard. So I believe Breaker stays. I'm not sure, I would have to look that up. Anyway, Sapphire Pegasus placing another copy, attacking for 18. And here Twilight Angel has to use Magic Rebo, not Sphere Rebo, to special summon Dark Magician. And white just runs over that. Magic Rebo returns to the hand, and play is back to Twilight Angel, who just draws another Magic Rebo. Special summon Dark Magician using the skill, and then using the skill's second effect to add 1000 Knives, destroying the Armed Dragon white. Soul Striker drawing the brick Armed Dragon. So we are going to game 2. Let's see, Twilight Angel forced to go first. Gonna commit the Magic Rebo. This is a Fiend, not a spellcaster for Dark Renewal, so maybe that was a bit of a mistake. Anyway, Sapphire Pegasus places Topaz Tiger, 2 back row, and attacking. Quaking Mirror Force places the Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus face down, and in the end phase Cosmic Cyclone takes out the Crystal Raigeki. In the draw phase, Soul Striker flips up Crystal Conclave, and Twilight Angel just has to set the Witch of Black Forest. Okay, we are gonna see the skill being used, discarding the Armed Dragon white to place the Sapphire Pegasus. Conclave is gonna bounce that back to the hand along with the Unknown back row. Yeah, I always feel like this deck could easily support Crystal Value. But nobody seems to be on that. Maybe something to try out. Pegasus attacking over the Witch, searching Breaker, and that will potentially get the Dark Renewal life at some point. Although, Crystal Raigeki just taking it out. Yeah, Soul Striker not really drawing any big cards. And here Twilight Angel mistakenly summons Dark Magician from the deck, but it doesn't work that way. This skill clearly says from your hand. Anyway, Allure is just gonna let Twilight Angel draw into Dark Magician. So here it is, special summons, and Offerings to the Doomed immediately snipes that. And DD Crow is gonna prevent Magic Rebo from returning to the hand. So a precarious position for Twilight Angel. Is he gonna get out of this? Allure drawing into Dark Magician and Quaking Mirror Force. That's pretty good. Is Soul Striker just gonna run into that? Looks like he doesn't. He is playing around it. Okay. Twilight Angel is not out of the woods yet. Although Witch could get him there. You also see one Dark Magician engraved, one is banished, but there should be a third copy in the deck, otherwise DD Crow could just invalidate this Magic Rebo. And indeed, Twilight Angel summoning the third Dark Magician from the deck. Is gonna use the skill to search out 1000 Knives, not Dark Magic Attack to snipe the back row. Just slowly getting the monsters cleared. I was gonna say this DD Crow is super good because there's no more Armed Dragons in the graveyard, but Soul Striker just drew Armed Dragon level 10 and can discard it with Armed Dragon level 10 to search Armed Dragon level 10 white. Twilight Angel has the Dark Renewal. Is gonna send the white to summon Dark Magician back from the graveyard. And that does it for Soul Striker. Twilight Angel taking this one. Okay, next up is myself, Ryan Atlas, and I am on Roids against X Tower, who is also on the Crystal Beast's Armed Dragon deck. I have a reasonably good opening hand. Gonna summon Steamroid and try to get in for some damage, but Offerings to the Doomed takes it out. Okay, here is X Tower searching Arm Dragon level 10 and white. It's going to use the skill pitching the Arm Dragon level 10 to place Sapphire Pegasus. Here is the white as well, and that is going to run into Quaking Mirror Force. I draw into Drillroid, which is amazing, but also I could have searched it with the skill by popping my own Swords of Revealing Light. However, this is just a lot cleaner. I'm gonna run out my Truckroid. It's a pretty cool card, especially with the skill swapping attack and defense if Roid monsters battles. But yeah, it's never really too relevant in Speed Duel, sadly, so I think you might want to cut this down to 1 copy. Anyway, here is the second Arm Dragon level 10 white, but it cannot attack. However, I do have Hammer Shot to just get rid of it. X Tower wasn't playing around that, it seems. And here I am going to blow up my my Swords of Revealing Light with 1 turn left on it to search for Steamroid. And these attacks are going through. X Tower has the Sapphire Pegasus, but I have the disgustingly broken Wall of Disruption. So that is game 1 to me. Next game I'm forced to go first, and here we're gonna see the power of the skill in full motion. I summon Vortex Trooper, putting back 2 cards to draw 2 new cards. Then I use the skill to destroy Vortex Trooper to add Mixeroid, and Vortex Trooper will draw me a card. So yeah, pretty good start. X Tower starting off with Sapphire Pegasus to set cards, and I am just gonna take this attack. Let's see, I have Hammer Shot, following up with Steamroid, but Steamroid again is gonna get hit with the Offerings to the Doomed, the Lost Art. I wish the Lost Art cards were all Speed Duel legal. Some of them are really cool. This Topaz Tiger is gonna hit in. I'm gonna just take that, and I'm gonna tag out Mixeroid. It's kind of like a Lone Fire Blossom for Roid monsters, which is really cool for Steamroid. And this Steamroid, I hope, connects. Yeah, I go to 23 to their 16. And here X Tower, I think, makes a mistake. He sets a second copy of Waking the Dragon. And my deck is very light on back row removal. And yeah, he draws the Melody of Awakening Dragon, but just cannot play it. That would have gotten him back in the duel. Unfortunate. Yeah. So that is GG's to me. Moving on, we have Delicates versus Domoski. Always a clash of titans. Domoski on his patented Dark Gaia OTK versus Delicates on a Desert's Peril. Domoski starting off with Night Beam and hitting the Waking the Dragon. So just locking all 3 zones. Yeah, that is Speed Duel sometimes. Next game we are seeing Delicates forced to go first, and Delicates again starting with Swords of Revealing Light, but no Waking the Dragon this time. So here we are gonna see Domoski banishing the Swords of Revealing Light. Next up, discarding one of his Dark Callings for Dark Fusion with the skill, and using Dark Fusion to summon a 4600 attack. Dark Gaia and Dark Fusion to summon another. So 2 monsters each capable of yeah, inflicting massive damage. Going into game number 3. Domoski with the Ancient Gear gadget. He is on gadgets, the best deck in Speed Duel. Now Delicates is gonna summon Deskovala. Use the skill to flip it face down and face up. And setting 2. And here I think Delicates was hoping for this to be Absorbing Jar, which destroys all the back row. But it's just Ancient Gear gadgets. Domoski not trying anything, so just passing And yeah, that bites him because here is a Descoala 2 times. Next up is Domoski adding Dark Fusion. So this can summon 2 massive Dark Gaias, but yeah, Swords of Revealing Light is too good of a card. Here is Gravekeeper's Curse and a Book of Moon on that. So that is going to be fatal. Yeah. Night Beam on the Waking the Dragon, but yeah. Doesn't matter because this Gravekeeper's Curse, when flipped face up, is just gonna end the match. So, moving into the next one, we have Delicatus versus myself, Odeon versus Cyrus. And I mentioned earlier that my deck is very light on spell and trap removal, and here we are gonna see that in full display. Delicatus with Gravekeeper's Curse and a Swords of Revealing Light, really a house of a card. I don't get how this one escaped the Forbidden Unlimited list. I'm gonna take this damage from Submarine Roid, the traitor, and I have to use Swords of Revealing Light to yeah, prevent the attacks from coming through. Delicatus has Book of Moon to flip the curse face down and then flip summon it. So I do have a smashing target for Hammer Shot. But yeah, Galaxy Cyclone stuck in my hands. Can this destroy your own cards? Yeah. So maybe I should have taken out my own Quaking Mirror Force so that next turn I could destroy the swords. Yeah, bit of a misplay on my side. But Delicatus with the Sol and Luna to flip Descoala face down and face up. Then using the skill to do so again. And I have to play Quaking Mirror Force. Delicatus chains Book of Moon, so next turn he can Submarine Void me for a game. Yeah, this is pretty hopeless. Next game, I open with Wabakus, but they're not gonna be useful. Delicatus opening up with Cup of Ace, so I have to draw 2 cards, and Descoala with the skill is flipped face down and then face up for 2400 points of damage. And there is the Sol and Luna to flip it face down again, so I love to see it. Yeah, that's damage. And that's damage, so GG's Delicatus moving on to the finals. And he is facing off against Getrock on the Bastion deck. Yeah, the brackets looked really weird this week, but it is what it is. Getrock going first, just setting. And yeah, Getrock will be able to use the Widespread Ruin to destroy the Gravekeeper's Curse. It's not amazing, but it's something. The Desert Sparrow deck doesn't attack very often, so being able to get that off is okay. Here, I think Getrock should have used Tribute to the Doomed, discarding his Wall of Disruption, because this flip burn deck doesn't attack very often, and you can be fairly certain that this is either a Descoala or a Lady Assailant of the Flames. So yeah, hindsight 2020 of course, but yeah. I think this duel would have gone very different. Cup of Ace. Who gets a draw? It's Getrock. And on the resolution of that, Offerings to the Doomed will be used on the Descoala, but there is a Sol and Luna protecting it. And it's flip summoned for 1200 points of damage. Delicatus then sets the Lady Assailant of the Flames, use the skill to flip his monsters face down, and then flip up his Lady Assailant of the Flames, which can attack over the, whatchamacallit, the Oxygeddon. So here things are looking pretty good for Getrock if it wasn't for Waking the Dragon in the main deck on Delicate's side. And yeah, he just cannot allow this Destiny End Dragoon to live, so he has to take it out with Tribute to the Doomed. This is a lot of damage. Oxygeddon onto the Lady Assailant of the Flames. Funnily enough, if Lady Assailant of the Flames destroys an Oxygeddon, the effect will trigger, inflicting 800 points of damage to each player. Do we get to see that in this match? Ketrock attacking the known Descoala at a time where it is doing no damage. That's fine. That's very good even. And now forced to take things slow. Delicatus has the curse. In the end phase, we're gonna see Jar of Avarice. He's gonna leave the Galaxy Cyclone for potential Swords of Revealing Light, but unfortunately draws the Widespread Ruin. Activating Tribute to the Doomed, destroying the Koala, and try to attack for a lot of damage, but here is the additional Quaking Mirror Force. And yeah, this does it, because Curse for 500 damage, the skill to flip them face down, and then flip Summon. Not flipping face up from the skill, but flip Summoning. This is optional, right? Then you can change the battle position. Okay. Next game, we're seeing Delicatus being forced to go first. And this is not a good hand from Ketrock. Let's see how it pans out. On the bright side, you can crash Carbonellum into Curse. Are we gonna see that? No. Ketrock going for the easy 1000 damage. I can respect that. Submarine Roid immediately gets sniped by Offerings to the Doomed, but Ketrock forgot to turn off his auto draw, so we'll have to put the Carbonellum back on the deck. No biggie, no biggie. Ketrock just trying to attack for game for a lot of damage, but Quaking Mirror Force prevents that. Gravekeeper's Curse comes down, and here we see Delicatus with the thinking emoji. Am I gonna attack the unknown set card? And he won't. And this allows Ketrock to tribute summon Yolzan Ryu. Use Carbonellum's Grave Effect to bring out an additional copy. And we're seeing the skill Under Pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just Hydrogeddon. So this Yolzan Ryu will gain impermanence from monster effects this turn. Sadly, not from spells. Which is the most threatening thing the flip burn deck can have. We are gonna see Ketrock just trying to attack for game. Here is Book of Moon, so yeah, that's not gonna happen. Delicatus setting the Koala, but Ketrock has the Tribute to the Doomed. Very cool. One of the few cards that deal with Phazon monsters in Speed Duel. The others being Nobleman of Crossout, Shield Crush. Neither of them seeing a lot of play. Okay, final game of the finals, so I'm gonna thank you guys for tuning into this long-form Speed Duel content. Although this might be a quick one. We are seeing Swords of Revealing Light, flip up the Carbonellum. Cup of Aces used, who gets the draw? This time Delicatus gets the draw, and he has 2 Koalas, as well as Submarine Roids. Submarine Roid is gonna not eat Widespread Ruin thanks to Sol and Luna. Such a good card. Tribute to the Doomed taking out the Submarine Roid. And here is Carbonellum's effect, summoning Yolzan Ryu. But yeah, it's a bit of a slower deck, the Under Pressure deck. Maybe if you could add one of the cards that you reveal, that would be strong. Didn't the Serpent Night Dragon skill do that? Anyway, Swords of Forbidden Light is gone. So next turn Catrock can attack, but 3 back row cards. Galaxy Cyclone takes out one of them. No fear for Waking the Dragon. And we see in the side deck straight flush. So Catrock is prepared for this kind of decks. And sadly he just gets to destroy a monster and do 800 points of damage and gain attack points. Is for Carbonedon? No? Yeah. So is going to pop the curse and do 800 points of damage. Gaining the attack points, sadly not very useful. And Hydrogeddon. Catrock is going all in with his monsters, even though he knows. Well, he doesn't know, but he can assume that these are Death Koalas. So that's a lot of damage that he maybe shouldn't have taken. And Delicat is flipping the koalas face down with the skill. Tribute to the Doomed for 1 koala. Under pressure, completely missing. But yeah, 2100 is plenty strong. Are we seeing this connect? No, there is a Book of Moon. And Delicat is with one more Swords of Forbidden Light, but there is a Galaxy Cyclone in the grave. Something to be wary of. Using the skill, this time getting the attack boost. No attack boost. Gets impermanence from monster effects. Right. Sadly, not from spell cards, so here is Sol and Luna. Luckily, this koala does no damage, but yeah. Desert Sparrow flipping the koala face down yet again. And we see Delicatus also being very clever with his Swords of Forbidden Light. He knows if he plays it, it's just gonna get destroyed by Galaxy Cyclone. But here he has a second copy, so now he is safe to just play both of them. This Galaxy Cyclone should not have been activated, I think. You just have to wait out the second Swords of Forbidden Light as well, so yeah, doesn't do much. We are seeing Cup of Ace, who gets to draw. And heads, so Delicatus gets to draw too. And there's another Gravekeeper's Curse. So slowly getting there. Catrock tribute summoning the second Yozan Ryu. Using Jar of Avarice to put back his tribute to the Doomed. So that's pretty good. He draws Offerings. Not the one you would want to draw, but yeah. Because this known Death Koala set could pose a threat. Catrock not drawing because of Offerings. And Swords of Forbidden Light is finally gone. So next turn Catrock can attack, but yeah, there's a Quaking Mirror Force. Delicat is not gonna fire it yet, maybe even giving Catrock a false sense of security, but it's not gonna matter. Here is Midora flip summoned, gets hit with Book of Moon. Catrock not taking the bait, and Delicat is using Sol and Luna. Okay. In the end phase, putting back his 3 Gravekeeper's Curse. So now half of Delicatus's deck is Gravekeeper's Curse. Setting Death Koala, the skill has been used 2 times already, so it's not doing anything anymore. Tribute to the Doomed takes out the Death Koala. And Catrock gonna try to attack, but Quaking Mirror Force, man. Anyway, here is Gravekeeper's Curse for 500 damage. and a flip summon of Lady Assailant of the Flames for game. So finally, after a long finals, how long was this? 55 minutes, man. Pretty insane. Delicatus takes this one. Guys, I was Ryan Atlas. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Bye.